Did you tell her that you needed her?
This is just a brief little thing she has to do for school, and we're helping her.
Today in the U.S., women are allowed to dress however they want to express their individuality and personality. But we are constantly judged in what we wear and perceived by the things that we wear. So today I'm going to tell you about the history of women's fashion and the fashions today and how we are perceived. In the 1950s, women's fashions were inspired by Christian Dior, who had come out with a new line called the New Look. This included dresses, such as these in the picture, that came to the mid-calf, were full skirts and tight at the waistline, and had rounded shoulders. This also made the ladies were perceived as wealthy because of the tailored looks, and the clothing was expensive. So they also had their hair perfectly done, so they were perceived as being perfect and having everything together. They also wore little makeup, which made them think minimalist, and they also wore pearls. In the 1980s, fashion changed a little bit, well, a lot. It was inspired by Guns N' Roses, a popular band. Neon, fishnets, leather, and tight washed jeans were a common fashion, which made them perceived as party people, with the bright colors and off-shoulder and short tops. And their hair and makeup was always really eccentric, bright colors and crimped hair, like the lady in this picture, which made them perceived as wild and party animals. And also during this period of time, there were raves involved. So sometimes they were perceived as people doing drugs. Today the fashions have changed a lot, but there still are some influences in today's fashion that were in the past. Popular fashion today is called preppy style. This includes a lot of name brand clothing like Ralph Lauren or J. Crew, and it's also associated with sororities, which makes people think you're wealthy, and you can be perceived as having a lot of money, but really it's easy to get off-brand clothing. And the hair again is minimal and just really perfect and pretty like it was in the 1950s, and pearls are also coming back, so that leads to the 1950s as well, which also makes people think that you're minimalist and yeah. And then another fashion today, which kind of includes is influenced by the 1980s, is called hipster. And they wear clothing, it's not all about the name brands like preppy is. You can find clothes like this at a vintage store or a thrift store, and they're just kind of baggy t-shirts and grungy clothes, and it often can be linked to the use of marijuana, which also shows back to the 1980s with the use of drugs and raves. So in conclusion, fashion has changed over the years, but it still has influences from the past, and the perceptions that go along with clothing have stayed the same. I'll show my people. Again.
Have to show me again?
Yeah.